Our top story, police say now at least 6 people were killed and at least 9 others were injured after a pedestrian bridge collapsed near the campus of Florida International University in Sweetwater, Florida. Rescuers continue to comb through the rubble looking for victims. Here's a live shot of the scene right now. Investigators are looking into whether the accelerated construction method used to get the bridge in place quickly may have played a role. CBS's Hinadoba has the latest.
Search crews working through the night at the pedestrian bridge that collapsed yesterday on a busy highway near Miami now say they believe they will not find any more survivors.
This has turned into from a rescue to a recovery operation. Engineers have told us last night that it's got to be done very carefully, not only because of the fact that we have to preserve evidence, not only because of the fact that there may be possible victims under there and we have to treat it very delicately, but because for the safety of the rescuers as well.
The partially built 950-ton bridge had been assembled by the side of the highway and moved into place just this past Saturday. At a cost of $14.2 million, it stretched almost 200 feet to connect Florida International University with the city of Sweetwater. Susie Bermudez says she was just about to cross under the bridge when it collapsed.
The bridge was fine. I was sitting in front of it waiting for the light to change, and I saw that it smashed a bunch of cars, and there can't be anybody alive there.
Police say 8 cars were trapped underneath. CBS News has learned 2 of the firms that built the bridge have been accused of unsafe practices.
There will clearly be an investigation to find out exactly what happened and why this happened, and we will hold anybody accountable if anybody's done anything wrong.
Ironically, the bridge was built to make the area safer after a student was killed last year crossing that street. It was due to open to foot traffic next year. Hinadoba, CBS News.
And the National Transportation Safety Board says it is launching an investigation and sending specialists to help families affected by the tragedy. In other news this morning, President Trump's oldest son, Donald Trump Jr., is separating from his wife. Vanessa Hayden Trump filed for divorce on Thursday. The two have been married 12 years and have 5 children together. Donald Jr. and his brother Eric have been running the Trump Organization since their father took office. And the NCAA tournament once again lived up to its March Madness nickname on Thursday. An upset was a highlight of the first day of the first round. 11th-seeded Loyola Chicago beat the buzzer to top number 6 Miami 64-62. And what started as an exciting night for Grizz fans ended in defeat. MTM's Dan Dragon explains.
Thank you, Victoria. It's time for sports, and it's time to dance. The main event last night, Montana Grizzlies taking on Michigan in the NCAA tournament. Grizzlies just 2-11 all-time in the Big Dance and play the role of underdog. Montana a double-digit dog as they take on the Big Ten champs. But hey, every March has a Cinderella with a glass slipper fit. And Montana couldn't ask for a better start. Michael Aguine from long range. Money on the triple. And then Ahmad Rory right here dribbling at the top. He's going to stop. He's going to pop. Plus the whistle. And one. Montana led 10-0 after just 4 minutes of action. But Michigan woke up. Baseline drive, dish inside to Charles Matthews, and he hits the bunny. Tied game. Then quick passing. Finds Matthews. 10th floor, everybody out. He's rising and slamming. 31-28 at the half. Second half, Montana could not buy a bucket. For 10 minutes, Michigan could. Duncan Robinson reversing, and it's a 14-point lead. Grizz trying to stay in it. Easy bucket in the paint right here. Lead down to 9, but Michigan had all the answers in the second half. Robinson dials long distance. He calls ball game. Grizzlies fall 61-47, but a great fight from the Big Sky champs. We'll have a full recap with reaction tonight at 5:30 and 10. But for now, that's all I have. Victoria, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. On to Crime Watch. Murders are down in the Magic City, but the new Billings crime report shows a dramatic uptick in rape, robbery, and police shootings. Q2's Asia Gore breaks down the new data for us.
Steady increase, a little dip in 16, and then we just exploded in 17.
Calls for service spiked to nearly 94,000 in 2017, a 10% increase from the previous year.
When we are up to staff, we were able to handle these call loads. When we don't have those numbers, then we're in trouble.
BPD recorded 2 murders in 2017, victims Rory Warner and Myron Knight. Now, just 2 years earlier, the department investigated 9 homicides. Now, that may seem like a positive shift, but violent crimes as a whole are not slowing down.
The most increase we saw was in reports of rape and robbery at 15 and 12%.
Rapes and aggravated assaults reached a 5-year high, with 97 and 360 respectively. Drug violations now nearly double the figures from 2012. Billings is broken into 9 beats, the greatest calls for service in Beat 3 between North 27th, 1st Avenue North, and Airport Road. Police received 14,000 calls from this area alone.
Related to our transient, homeless, chronic inebriate situation.
Drunk driving arrests actually down in 2017, the lowest since 2011. Crashes involving a drunk driver also down. St. John points to a court-ordered sobriety program requiring breath tests twice daily for repeat offenders.
That has really been cut off by this 24/7 program. Now, not all of them, but what it does, it holds them accountable.
And according to this report, you're most likely to be involved in a motor vehicle crash at 3 p.m. on Friday and at the intersection of King Avenue and Shiloh Road. In Billings, I'm Asia Gore, MTN News.
Asia tells us another staggering figure from the report. Suicide attempts and suicide topped 1,400 calls last year. Meanwhile, 3 men from Park County, Montana have been fined $2,600 each and stripped of their hunting, fishing, and trapping privileges for 4.5 years. This comes after they pleaded guilty to poaching 3 bison near Gardner. Fish, Wildlife, and Parks Region 3 Information and Education Manager Andrea Jones tells MTN News that the dead bison were discovered in late February following a tip from residents. Only the animals' heads were taken, while the rest of the bison were left to waste. Jesse Darr, Riley Height, and Peyton Simmons all pleaded guilty to unlawful possession of game, waste of game, and hunting out of season in Park County Justice Court. This case was cracked thanks to the work of a new Fish, Wildlife, and Parks pilot program that uses canines.
Part of a pilot project toward using canines. We don't have much use of them in FWP enforcement, but this case might not have been solved had it not have been for this canine Kika, who was able to locate some of the evidence that helped lead our folks to the people responsible.
The dead bison were discovered on February 28th, 2 weeks after Montana's bison hunting season had ended. Elsewhere, a new report shows some Montana businesses are getting away with dumping chemicals into the Yellowstone River. Environment Montana reports 62 violations across the state in 21 months. The group says compliance data from January 2016 through September 2017 shows some processing facilities, the Western Sugar plant in Billings specifically, dumped excessive pollution beyond legal limits. Environment Montana is upset no one is holding the companies accountable. Montana has relatively few cases compared to other states. The report shows Western Sugar was cited 56 times during the review period and is one of the top 20 offenders nationwide. The biggest water pollution violators are in Texas, Pennsylvania, and Arkansas. The Montana Department of Environmental Quality told Q2 it has taken enforcement action against Western Sugar over the violations. Western Sugar is currently under order to pay penalties and upgrade their wastewater system. We also reached out to Western Sugar for comment on the report, but have not received a response back. And last, before we take a break, it's the hottest new trend in hot yoga. Some yoga studios are using infrared heating to warm their classes, and as Chris Martinez explains, the technology could help boost your health.
Keep it low and pulse.
At Sync Yoga and Cycle, instructor Alyssa Mann is turning up the heat in a new way.
It's like doing yoga in the sun.
This is infrared heated yoga, a class that uses infrared technology to warm the room. Mann says the advanced method is more beneficial to the body than conventional heat.
It's amazing for your skin. It increases metabolism by raising the core temperature, and it just feels a lot better.
Research also suggests infrared heating may boost your immune system, reduce inflammation, and help lower blood pressure.
So utilize this time.
Most traditional hot yoga classes use blower systems to force hot air into the room, which can spread dust and allergens and make the air dense. Infrared heat is generated from these panels, providing a sun-like warmth to the body itself rather than the air around it, and can gradually raise a room's temperature to more than 100 degrees.
It's a completely different ball game.
Student Erica Meyer says she finds the infrared warmth more tolerable.
It's warm and cozy, and you already come into it feeling like you can go deeper into a practice.
At Sync, the infrared class has become one of the most popular.
This infrared kind of takes it up a notch. Namaste.
A different, healthier way to feel the burn. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Glendale, California.
And infrared technology has long been used by hospitals and medical treatment centers for years to warm premature babies and help care for wounds and injuries.